Our Esports Ohio Overwatch League main season. But before we get started, I want to give a big thank you to some of our partners and sponsors: our Cleveland Clinic Sports Health, our healthcare provider; Corsair, our exclusive peripheral provider; Elgato, exclusive streaming device partner; ViewSonic monitor and display partner; Arista, exclusive network device partner. If you want to check out any more information about these sponsors, there's some links down below for you guys. I'm Nate, and joining me this week we have Riley. What's going on this week?
Nothing.
Honestly, we love to hear that. I'd rather have that than absolutely swamped week. This week we have East Can versus Shaker Heights. Now we're really excited to see this match. Shaker Heights has been making finals of Esports Overwatch consistently for I think the past 3 years now. Ever since I remember them making finals when I was playing. So this is very exciting to see, and I'm honestly really excited to see them back in action again. A phenomenal esports program. We're gonna get started here in just a few minutes, but let's see what is I was gonna say something. Last week we actually started to have a very close match going on our hands, and sadly, it didn't quite turn out that way. It still ended at a 3-0, and as much as I'd love an actual close match this week, Shaker Heights is a really good esports program. I highly doubt. I
Yeah.
think we're gonna continue our trend this week of a very quick 3-0. But I hold out hope. I haven't seen East Can yet this year. So personally, I'm holding out hope that maybe they can pull something out for us. Pull out some stops, maybe get some good things going here. But we will definitely have to see about that.
Yeah, Shaker, they did lose a lot of their players from last year, which have been in the program for a while. So that has hurt them a little bit, but they're still 4-0 for the season. So I have complete confidence that they'll be able to win.
Definitely. Again, it's like once even if you're losing some of your like main big players, once you build up a phenomenal esports program, there's still like it's going to continue. You're
Yeah,
still
yeah,
going to like
hmm
push out good and better players and just continue to get better because that's how it works. Like
yeah.
it's. But so I'm very confident, but I'm still holding out hope. We're about to hop right in here to our first match here. let's see what we have going on for us. Okay. Give us 1 second. We're getting everything all set up. It takes just a little bit, but we should be good here in 1 second. All right, there we go. We are back in taking it to no, not Busan.
This is Oasis.
Oasis. Thank you. It's been a hot minute. I haven't actually seen this map yet this season, which is very interesting. I always love this map personally. I always get a lot of the control point maps very confused. But it looks like Shaker Heights is coming out with a Junker Queen, Sojourn, Reaper, Lucio, and Baptiste. On East Can side, we have actually a very different comp. Just the sports are the same. We have a Lucio, Baptiste, Soldier, Reaper, and Orisa. Very interesting stuff going from both sides. Looks to both sides trying to be a bit more brawly, stay on the point a bit more, which is like what you want to do on this map. You're not really like you just want to stay bunkered in the middle. There's not really too much room to play around that. We'll see. And it seems like both teams are just going to be rushing straight to the point. Honestly, it looks like both trying to take a very similar route here. Just completely trying to avoid that main flank. Shaker Heights gets a very early height advantage, just trying to just capitalize on that, raining down damage from above, where it's going to be a lot harder for them for East Can to retaliate from. Though they are going on a flank to the point, trying to get that early cap off. Could end up working out in their favor. They do, though Shaker Heights just instantly comes back, just like already has more people on the point 4v2 right now, and it looks like they're just getting completely rained down. They're just now getting picks one by one. Immortality Field for East Can has already been destroyed, which is never something you want to see. One of the best cooldowns your team has.
East Canton was never able to get a good positioning to set up for that fight, so they Shaker just was able to run them over.
Definitely having that height, Shaker Heights went up high very early on, and honestly, that just allowed them to completely set up for the rest of the fight. They just let East Can come into them and just drop when they were ready for it, which is where you want to be.
East Canton does switch over to the Junker Queen, choosing to match Lich on Shaker Heights. They're gonna try to push in here through down main.
Looks like East Can also switched from their Lucio to a Mercy, which is very interesting. I like this. The speed boost from Lucio is always really big in points like this, just trying to get to the point as fast as possible. And like when you're already staying grouped up like this, I'm not sure if Mercy is quite the right pick here personally.
Mercy, I mean, you have to have a lot of faith in your DPS to take Mercy.
I mean, it looks like maybe paying off a little bit. East Can has popped the Immortality Field, and their Baptiste did get a pick on Lich right now on Junker Queen. Looks like Echo is trying to go in and start getting some more picks, just kind of pressing W and M1, doing what Reapers do best, but that's not thinking at all. We're seeing Shaker Heights right now is on the ropes of 4v2 and is going to lose the point with 50%. I did like Shaker Heights though. They know when to peel back a little bit. As soon as the tank fall down, you can see the rest of the team kind of like trying to peel back, not pushing forward more. Knowing like, all right, this is it. Like we can't win this fight right now, which is always something I love to see out of teams.
Window is popped. East Can has to back up. The advantage for Shaker Heights is going to be huge. Having that ability to kill Queen ult is
a whiff Junker Queen ult from Lich, followed by it's followed by a huge anti, and just it does not look to be going to Shaker Heights seems to be trying to pull this back with the beat. Like you said, the beat is huge, but it looks like ults are just firing off left and right. Both Reaper ults got 2-3 picks, and it's just Echo Hornet is actually coming on top as the better Reaper here in this like battle of ults almost. We're seeing Shaker Heights get put entirely on the ropes, which is very impressive considering they had a very dominant first team fight there.
All the ults they used,
every single one, and East Canton does have one ult left. It is Soldier Visor, which like it can do some work, but it's not exactly like it doesn't tend to change the tides of a team fight too often. It's one of the not so great ults, but
he had to take control of the high ground there to be able to get a lot of value out of this ult. Now that Shaker Heights is up there, it's going to be a lot harder for him to get a good angle onto the support line.
Definitely. Shaker Heights is actually just like returning to what we saw in the first team fight, where they just took the high ground and instantly tried to drop down. And it seems to be going a lot better for them. Having that advantage early on and like forcing supports to use their cooldowns and things like that to just survive the damage coming from the high ground is really valuable. And that's exactly what we're seeing here.
There's also just the amp speed where they just get on top of you way faster than you can get away.
Exactly. A very interesting Cross actually switched up to a Bastion. I didn't even notice the switch up right here, but it seems to be working out. Just like being able to rain down a lot of fire and just out DPS the Soldier on the other side is very interesting.
The only ult that Shaker is going to have for this at the beginning of this fight is going to be the Bastion ult. They should be able to get window and Rampage.
Definitely,
Throughout the
definitely. East Canton will also likely get Rampage, but that's really it. They still are mostly relying on the Soldier ult, and I think Window and Rampage together are going to be a lot better than a Soldier ult and Rampage. Lich already getting an early pick on Mamba, which is not something you want to see. The tank difference here is kind of huge here. Yeah, Lich just keeps going forward. We're seeing them pick off Gavin. It's not looking too good for East Canton as they're being pushed right back into spawn.
They had a good first showing after taking the point back, but this has just been a little.
Definitely, and now we're just seeing ults go off just from both sides, but it seems like Shaker Heights just has the better ults. Like here comes the beat to completely counter the visor, and it's just not looking good at all for East Canton. It does not look like that they're going to be holding on to this point, and it looks like a very handed first point for Shaker Heights. Though that was a lot closer than I was definitely expecting here. East Canton actually got a very held their own for quite some time, which especially after the first team fight, I did not think that was happening at all. It did not look good for East Canton in the slightest. But 85% is like a very impressive showing for that.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. They kind of held on to some of their ultimates, like the visor, for a little bit too long, which hurt them. And then they also ult dumped on that one fight, which also hurt them. But regardless, new round,
Exactly.
mental reset, going.
We're seeing very similar comps from both sides, though looks like Lich is actually going to switch off to a Ramatra, and we're going to get a Reinhardt and a May Bastion from East Canton. Very May has always been a classic pick on this sort of map. You just have a lot of those flanks and a lot of those windows where the CC abilities are huge here. But Reinhardt as well, having that shield for the barricade. I still not very familiar with the mantra, but it looks like he is just already taken out the tank and just pushing forward. Wow.
Shaker Heights had a bad rollout. Their tank got split, but they fixed it. East Canton, they tried to run it down mid and just brawled him when they could have taken the high ground from them and had that better positioning. But unfortunately, they didn't do that.
Definitely, and Shaker Heights just again the tank got split, but they instantly recovered from that. It was very impressive. I was talking about, I pretty much blinked and then missed the team kill. Man, that was backbreaking. We'll see if Shaker Heights is able to hold this, or if East Canton can try to pick up the point like they did last map, but it's not looking too good. They are getting stuck in these sort of flanks right here, where just this Ramatra and Reaper can just keep pouring out damage. Wow, Lucio this is, wow. Are we gonna see another team kill here? Pretty much. That they're staggered a little bit, but it's almost another wipe very quickly. That is.
East Canton did have some switches at the end of the last fight. They switch over to the Junker Queen. They're just now switching over to the Reaper, and they switch over to the Sojourn. This is going to set them back in the ultimate economy, but and now they have to push into a double support ult with Ramatra ult. And coming up on
Shaker Heights is about to have 5 ults up to East Canton having 1 maybe, but even then 5 versus a single Rampage is it's not gonna do much here at all. And definitely as much as switching off is sometimes required, being all right, that's not working, we need to shake it up. Ult economy is a huge thing you need to consider when you're switching off constantly to try to make other things work. You're going to lose this ult economy, and you're going to overall just lose the battle in general.
The Shaker Heights got the window pretty cheap. They only use window. Maybe that's a little bit on East Canton trying to force peeking window, but
I definitely think of all the ults Shaker Heights wanted to use in that fight, I think Window's probably one of the ones that they're fine just throwing out there to try to change the tides a little bit. Looks like Bastion's ult is going to initiate this fight and already take out the immortality field, which again one of the most important cooldowns that the team has just in general. It's like a mini ult. It looks like Shaker Heights is now just going to keep pressing Q to just try to keep him off the point. We might see a complete wipe here, which is like a complete 100-0, which is after the first round, not what or first point, that's not where I thought this was going. But Shaker High just showed an absolute dominant performance and honestly just completely teared apart East Canton like limb for limb. They did not let them breathe at all here.
No, East Canton never really was able to get a good push in. The first one, they died pretty early, and then they throughout that fight, Anton on Shaker built window, and then going into the next fight, it just
It just
domination.
yeah, it's like that alt advantage towards
Yeah.
the end was definitely huge, and also again just like showing better positioning, better placement, just overall like I think just better like I hate just saying like it came down to like one of the teams was better, but it kind of just did like we just saw them like be able to push forward more and just take more space, which is what tanks are supposed to be doing, and we saw some excellent play from the Ramatra on Shaker Heights there. Before we get into the next game, I want to give another big thank you to a lot of our partners and sponsors. Cleveland Clinic Sports Health, healthcare provider, Corsair, our exclusive peripheral provider, Elgato, our exclusive streaming device partner, ViewSonic, our monitor and display partner, Arista, our exclusive network device partner. If you want to check out any more information on these sponsors, you can check out the links down below. Uh, that second point is backbreaking. I'm going to be completely honest. I was holding out hope for East Can. That first point was actually really promising for them. They like it. They still lost the first point, but they had like a lot of play to them, and they were definitely like able to hold off on their own. But Shaker Heights just kind of like got them on lockdown, just completely tore them tore them apart. It just wasn't even close there. I even like getting the tank separated at the beginning should have put East Canyon a huge advantage, and they just weren't able to capitalize on that at all.
No, it's an unfortunate thing that you have to put behind you. Go into the next map with a clean head. Don't don't worry about it too much.
Exactly.
Just
You can't get on tilt
yeah,
after something
no,
like that because
no.
it's going to just completely ruin your entire game. And I'm hoping East Can is just going to be able to keep their heads up because there's still at least two more games, hopefully four. And then it's the first map. Warm up, get the rust off. You can
Hmm.
pull this back.
Hmm.
We're gonna get started here in the next map in just a few minutes. But what I personally want to see from Eastcan more is just the ability. Like Shaker Heights was showing great; they're able to push forward. Their tanks were able to like claim space, things like that. Use map knowledge to their advantage, able to like claim a lot of high ground and things like that. When Eastcan just like didn't even seem to be going for it at all. There are several times where like they just almost openly ignored it and offering for like pushing more towards the default path. What I want to see is like Eastcan just try to actually like claim space that is open and available to them. It just seems like they leave a lot of room on the table that Shaker Heights is just able to like push forward through, and
It,
it's just not working out for them.
to be fair, it's very hard to take space against a bastion.
Yes, that is one of the things he is very good at, and honestly, like no like realizing for Shaker Heights realizing that and like switching off from their Sojourn to a Bastion was huge.
Hmm.
And I think that definitely started like turning the tides in map one, but definitely it was a huge part in map two of like being like keeping everybody like off the point and just being able to consistently pour damage down those chokes
Yeah,
that like you didn't see before.
yeah. No, that's they need to find an answer to the bastion going into this map. Or else it's just going to be some of the same stuff that we saw from the second round of the last one.
Definitely, definitely. Like I'm not entirely sure what they were going to do for it, but like I think like like that Reinhardt pick very early on was like definitely not the answer. And I like that East Can accurately called that. But again, like when you're constantly switching off, I think they switched their comp like I think three times in that like second map. It just like you're gonna keep falling behind on that alt economy, and it's just not going like you're gonna see what we happened in that last fight, where it's just one team presses Q four or five times and the map's over.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate, but
Again, it'd be like that
yep,
sometimes. I'm certain they're going to be able to just pick their head right back up, and we're going to see some more performances like Map One, where it's more of a much even fight, and we're actually able to have a bit of a back and forth here. Well,
that'd be nice.
I would love that, but hopefully we'll get started here in 1 second.
Are there any standout players for you?
Personally, I've been really liking what I think it was Sleepy was doing, I mean, I always like to watch the tanks, and a big one is like I've been loving what Lich is doing on tank, and whoever was playing Bastion for Shaker Heights as well, just I just like what he was doing. Same with like the Reaper, the DPSs were honestly like doing their job just very well. Like you could see them like call like taking those picks very early on, like trying to cycle through their ults as fast as possible because they knew that like they were going to build it up faster than anyone else, which I think is like a big thing that like DPS is like try to focus on. But personally, again, I tend to follow tanks a lot more, and I was very impressed with Lich so far. Just like watching them like call out shots, to claim space, pretty much like bring the entire team around them is something that like I love to see, especially in a format like Overwatch 2 is, where there is only one tank versus back when I was playing where there was two.
Mhm.
What about you? Any standout players for you personally?
I don't, not right now, but I'm looking at Cross and Clover. He's a returning player from last season or last year, and he's been doing pretty well in the Bastion so far. Um,
I'm excited to see them on Ash. I always love seeing Ash gameplay and like especially some like really good stuff here. And they seem like they have amazing aim, so I'm very excited to see this. Speaking of this though, our comps right now we have from Shaker Heights Doomfist, Ash, Junkrat, Mercy, and Ana. He's coming out with a Mercy, Baptiste, Soldier, Symmetra, and Sigma. Personally, like very interesting picks on this map. Sigma is some on Sigma is. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that pick right now, but I think it's like I think it can work out for them. A lot of the like shield tanks are kind of interchangeable. It's going to help to like push forward and things like that. And honestly, for all my doubting, it seems to instantly be working out for them.
I didn't really get a good look at what happened, but I did see that Mamba was just able to push past Lich because he doesn't offer a lot of space control. Like, he can take space, but he can't really control.
Yeah, Doomfist has to rely on like Doomfist says here doesn't like it's a lot of there's more shield heroes or like tankier tanks to say like has to like have a lot of resources to like keep that space. You know, you have shields, things like that, like resources to stop the damage and like say this is my space. But Doomfist doesn't have a lot of those options. They can get in a lot better, but they don't have like a lot of these options to say this is mine.
Going into the second point, East Canton, they're coming up on a few ultimates.
They definitely are. Shaker Heights are still trying to stick to the same comp, trying to build up that ult charge, but they're really only coming up on Tire right now. Like they're getting really close to some of the support ults, but those do build a lot slower than a lot of DPS ults. Lich finally switches off the Doomfist. It's just like it just wasn't working out for them. It's as much as like they were getting, I think they were like 50% to like Meteor Strike, but that's not even like a very solid ult. It's fine. Usually use more of an escape tool for a Doomfist. Looks like East Can has almost 5 ultimates. They'll probably have all 5 during this next team fight.
They're probably going to look to start off with the Sigma ult. Tire gets 2.
Yeah, and then Bob goes in. Wow, that was Shaker Heights just stalls the cart like right towards the end there, which is not something you see too often. This choke is like very difficult to get through, but it's very impressive, honestly. This choke always reminds me of the King's Road choke, where like the attackers are just stopping during this part is very, very rare to see.
With how East Canton's been playing so far, this could be a very tough point for them, considering like, the high grounds and stuff. They do choose to take the high ground this time.
Definitely, we're just kind of seeing them all try to fire off damage from opposite high grounds, but it seems like this. I think. Yeah, I don't know. East Can just like doesn't seem to have a lot of the like resources to push forward with it. It looks like they're going to use the Symmetra barrier to try to do that and initiate with the Sigma ult. It's always been a great initiation tool, and they're going to just instantly focus fire on Lich right now to take out the tank, which is huge for the start of this team fight.
Yeah, the Sigma Flux only gets 1, but it's a really big one. It gets the tank, and that allows you to just roll over the rest of the team.
Which is exactly what we're seeing right here. Sigma actually just like Mamba just pushing forward on Sigma, calling out here. We're gonna. It looks like they're gonna try. They're gonna get this Mercy off alone. No, no,
that's a really big stagger. You gotta press interact to switch spawns.
Oh no. Let's Dragon Dino gets staggered right there, which honestly that's gonna be huge for the like start of this next team fight and at the start of this point. It's not looking good for them. Cross and Clover is trying to like find an angle. They just haven't been able to find much purchase on this Ashe the entire time. Like they've been getting some nice poke damage. They've been doing some like, but they just can't find the angles and getting the picks for it, which is like not really where you want to be right now. Rez goes off, grabbing the other support for East Canton, which again is very huge considering that Mercy ult is already almost up. And same with Window. It's going; those could very easily turn the tide of this team fight.
Yeah, they hit the tank once again. Lich may be a bit too far. Wait, the maze behind. Okay.
Not exactly sure what you're doing over there. And yeah, I mean, May does have some of those resources to stay alive, but also you're alone. It's a 5v4. You're going to just get pampered down by DPS or a Mercy in this case. Like, it's just, Bestie, what were you doing over there?
She stalls the point a bit, which is not terrible. The soldier needs to take high ground so you can get a useful visor.
Definitely. I don't. Soldiers should not be sitting, like, especially when they have a visor like that, shouldn't just be sitting around pushing up
No,
the cart.
no.
That's not where you want your soldier to be. It looks like Shaker Heights is going to try to press forward with 3 of their ults going off right now, just trying to find purchase here to, like, get set back up where we've seen them before. Lich barely staying alive, just being, like, absolutely pumped full of thing by that Dragon Dino and Mercy, but it's not, it didn't help, you know, like, there's only so much damage, like, you can heal. Yeah, Rez goes off for Lich, and Gavin uses the Immortality Field almost as an escape tool just to keep themselves alive for a second to peel right back out of there. Very, actually, like, good placement from them. Hopefully they'll be able to hold back a little bit longer so they have some time for that to recharge for the next team fight when it is needed. And Lich just gets rocked and instantly goes down. That's not looking good from the start of this fight at all.
This man needs to stay alive so she can get Blizzard.
Definitely. Looks like she has Blizzard right now. Flux finds no one, which is never, like, not something you want to see, but it does push everyone off the cart for a hot second, which is at least something. Blizzard does go off, but instantly gets rocked. There's no capitalization off that with the barrier going down. The other team, like, the rest of the team can't help capitalize off of it.
Shaker's getting some good stall here. They're not really pushing anything. Okay, there they go. They get the window, then they hit the go button.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's Shaker Heights. Like I always say this like every week. But I wish I could hear comms sometimes. It's just like being like, all right, I have window. We're all pushing in right now. And Shaker Heights gets a team kill.
Yeah, that was a huge death loss from Cross and Clover. Finding the opportunity for a ultimate that doesn't really get much value most of the time. Going into this fight though. They're going to get a Queen Rush, and they should be able to beat East Canton only having window and the visor. Maybe this time they'll get something out of it, but...
Shaker Heights actually did switch up their comp quite a bit. Not only do they have a main out, but they also switched off from the Ashe to the Reaper, which is probably a good pick overall. Right now you're going to be brawling on the point a lot more. You're not going to... Like, that Ashe wasn't going to find purchase. Also switching from a Ramacha to a Junker Queen, which is something that, like, we've seen Lich absolutely tear up on Junker Queen all day so far, so I'm very excited to keep seeing this. East Canton is just still running it back. Like it is working for them, and they have a bit of an ult advantage right now.
With ult.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Junker Queen, like they might be able to get back out there and like blow that ult if the if everyone can hold. But this Visor's going off right now, being supported by this Mercy so that they're staying alive. Cross and Clover gets rocked and knocked right back down, but Junker Queen instantly gets out there with a Rampage, just instantly right back on point and starts tearing up again as they've been doing all day. Flux finds 2 people right now. They switched off to a Kiriko and a Tracer, just trying to get back out there, find characters, just stay on point as long as possible. What a huge teleport right at the last second in from Reaper just allows Lucio to come in and drop the beat. Oh my!
They're gonna hold it to OT at least, which is very huge. If they get over a minute on their push, then they don't have a lose condition. Or they could just win here with that pick on to the BAP. East Canton has no sustain now, and then
yes, it is right. Defenders also like Shaker Heights has huge advantage in this fight right now because they're going each kill pretty much takes a team member from East Canton off the board, while killing a member from Shaker Heights, they just have to stall a little bit longer and they're instantly right back in the fight. East Canton is still holding their own. They're just like, Shaker Heights just can't seem to find purchase on this Sigma, despite how much damage they've been absolutely railing him with the entire time.
He's going to get another ult.
Definitely, which is...
Both these things are going to get another
ult. That's not where I thought this fight was going, if I'm being completely honest. I thought that it was over as soon as that Flux went off. But now we're seeing actually Sigma is still on point. This Immortality Field going off and just being kept alive by these supports has been huge. Nice pick there, nice pick. We don't see too much Tracer play that much, and like seeing that was a very good stick there. I really like seeing that out of them. Shade is just absolutely showing up right now. We are. This Sigma is still alive. How are they still alive? This is one of the longest holds I've seen in a very long time. It is 4v2 right now, and they just decided they were not dying this entire time. It is This is absurd. Like, I want to talk about this Mercy too. I've just been sitting here talking to Sigma, keeping them alive this entire time. Shaker Heights has just not been able to find purchase on them at all. Oh my! And they're still back up. They're still on the point, but it
That's
looks like
it.
it's
That's
it's
it.
so close. Wow! Very very impressive showing from East Cannon, and an absurd hold there right at the end.
Yeah, that was a really good stall from the Tracer to be able to get onto the point, stall long enough for the Reaper to get onto the point, and then that stall allowed the Lucio to get onto the point and beat, and then they just kept
Yeah,
they
exactly.
kept trading off.
It just kept staggering from there. We're just like all right, we have a 2v2, a 2v1, 1v1. Like I just stayed on the point the entire time. Mamba on that Sigma just like he just couldn't die. I don't know
No.
what was going on there, but he just like refused. The man was too angry to die there.
Cleanup from both teams was a little rough. That's how it goes sometimes. It's OT.
It gets a
there's
little scrappy.
There's
yeah.
a lot of noise going on.
I
Put
was
that behind you.
your comms are probably like
Yeah.
everyone's probably yelling comms like get on the point. And it's just like you do what you got to do. And honestly, both teams handled it very impressive right now.
Yeah, that was a good attempt from East Canton. Good hold from Shaker. That could have gone either way.
It was honestly a coin toss. Like I thought it was over with the flux. I really like that massive like 2-person flux. I thought it was over right then. But like Shaker Heights just really was able to pull that right back, and it was just again very impressive showing from both sides. It looks like comp-wise, Shaker Heights is going to come out with Lich on the Junker Queen like we've seen all constantly today. Symmetra, Reaper, Lucio, and Baptiste. East Can pulling out, I think, the exact same comp as last time, which is try to get some turrets out there. Just try to get them right behind the barrier. And one does actually end up finding purchase.
Okay, so she put down the TP, and then the BAP took it, and then instantly died.
Yeah.
That was not a good idea, I don't think, to take that TP.
No, I don't think that, like, I want like I don't think that was a TP that she thought anyone was going to take. That's one of those like you see them place TP and start firing off turrets. I don't think that they intended for any of their teammates to take that, and maybe they should have communicated that a little bit better. But sometimes things get lost in translation. It'd be like that's like you just gotta like talk this out, shake it off. You have still plenty of time to take this up.
Good rotation TP, but it doesn't really get much value. Losing a sim and a tank, I think that's just going to be point. They're going to try to stall us out a little bit. The Mercy is doing a good job of contesting. She's going to get the res off on the tank, which is going to allow for even more stall.
Definitely. We've seen the Sigma be able to like stall for a very long time before, but also those like symmetric turrets are just going to pour down the damage a lot better this time. It's a lot harder to stay alive when you have an aimbot on your side or on the opponent's side. Like.
Yeah, he also lost both his supports, which was the main thing keeping him up for the other one.
Definitely, that Mercy pocketing him the entire time was huge. And Shaker Heights accurately probably called it this time. It's like, all right, we're not doing this one again. This isn't happening.
Good target focus.
Though we are seeing alt-wise, East Can currently has like Flux up, which is huge, but we do have a window and almost barrier and Rampage up from Shaker Heights. Beat's also coming in there, which is still arguably one of the better ults in the game, and it's always going to be huge and change the tides of the team fight.
Shaker's getting a lot of push here. East Canton's not really doing anything.
No, Echo. They're just kind of firing on a flank that I don't really think anyone is even at the time. And we're seeing Shaker Heights like or East Can like try to finally drop on them. But I'm not entirely sure like how helpful it's gonna be. They already got like a huge advantage. Though Mamba coming in with the double rock kill, honestly insane here. Taking out one of the DPS and one of the tanks here. Shaker Heights accurately knows it's like, all right, we got to pull back a bit. This isn't happening yet. Able to pull back, call it back. They have 5 ults coming up to win this team fight.
Yeah, ult bank for Shaker's huge. East can not really have that all that much to do to counter it with. They're gonna pop the Valkyrie when the window goes out.
Yeah, I was definitely huge from them. Immortality Field does go out for Shaker Heights, which is always good to get that cooldown out of the way. But I mean, like you don't even really have all that many ults that's going to be like helpful against Blizzard does go out and finds a lot of purchase, freezes 3 right there, and East Can is going to try to clean up after that. Death Blossom does find 2, and Anton taking out 1 right now. Baptiste showing that he can still be a DPS too. This is, and now Shaker Heights just going to walk back and start pushing the payload.
Shaker used a lot of their ults there, and East Canton will have a touch for this last fight, and they're gonna get a tank ult of their own. Lich does have the Junker Queen ult, but
I mean, Rampage, like you have a window and visor, which is huge. And yeah, we're just seeing an instant pick off Mamba, just firing damage straight down that window with a boost, like with a boost from the Mercy. It is just not looking good there. Cross Clover does find purchase on Mamba, but instantly gets taken down. Goofy is just absolutely like honestly wiped half the team there on Soldier. This is not looking good for Shaker Heights here. They need to find some purchase in this point right now and just instantly be able to like push it forward, cap it. It's not looking great for them.
they still have 2 minutes. They're coming up on a window. They still have the Junker Queen ult, because Lich just fell over last round. Didn't even get a chance to use it.
Exactly. That's Junker Queen ult is one of the better tank ults for initiating a fight, definitely. But like they didn't even get a chance to initiate with it. They just like fight got initiated with window and it was all over from there. Looks like this Maywall is going to go up to try to like act as another barrier to give Shaker Heights a moment to breathe real quick. Dragon Dino just instantly gets taken out. Huge Junker Queen ult finds a lot of purchase, and the entire team just going to push in on that ante. Once all that healing is gone, the entire East Can just does not actually have that much going for them. The rest of the team is just going to be able to like push in and just not with ease pretty much.
This Junker Queen is completely and utterly alone, but the rest of her team is dead.
Wow. That push was looking good for them at first. I had faith for a hot second, and then they they isolated the tank. They focused everyone else, and it was all over from there.
East Canton got 2 picks before the Junker Queen ult came out. Thankfully, if they didn't get those 2 picks, Shaker Heights would have been able to clean up survive long enough to be able to clean up the rest.
Definitely. About a minute left on the clock on the second point, and this is like I was talking about this last round, but this is a place where like the card doesn't stall here very easily. We're seeing both Mays kill both immortality fields, which is very interesting. We're seeing honestly just the cooldowns get traded back left and right. A switch from Mamba off Sigma finally this round to a Orisa, and we are seeing Cross and Clover find just 1 pick with this with their ult, but it's honestly like one pick's really all you need. The rest of the team's kind of like taking care of everyone else. They're going up high, just trying to push this Baptiste off the high ground, pressure them a little bit more, force them to use their cooldown to get out there, which is something we've actually seen from Gavin a lot, is like using Immortality Field almost as an escape tool. Already in Orisa all going off from Mamba, and just we're seeing them hold the point again very handedly, at least for a little bit longer while they're trying to stall it out, get into overtime right now.
Yeah, Shaker Heights is going to cap this.
Definitely. We have a little bit, about a minute and a half left now. Why are you on the... Why'd you pop Valkyrie there, and why are you on the...
They thought they could contest.
That's... Oh, no.
They were just like a hair off.
Definitely. Just barely missing it.
It's so unfortunate that because they just used all of their ults. They're only going to have this May ult. Shaker did end up investing a lot in that fight too. They still have the Queen ult, which is what they're going to be using here to push in.
Definitely. Rez already pops. Rez was already popped off for East Can's side, which is going to be huge. We're seeing that Rampage go off and find purchase on almost everyone but the Mercy, and the rest of the team just pushes forward on that. We are seeing a huge team kill right there. Wow. Very impressive from Shaker Heights. Just really good calling out, initiating the fight right there. Taking out the Rampage, taking out healing was honestly really huge there. The Immortality Field was baited out from Gavin very early on, so that like the rest of that team just didn't have to worry about it.
East Canton needs a big freeze here. If they allow Anton to get the window out and get value out of the window, they're just going to lose. Shaker Heights goes first. And now, yeah, this is. I think this is just over.
This might just be over.
Yeah,
we're seeing.
Counter Blizzard doesn't get anything. This is going to be a rough fight for East Canton to win.
This definitely will be. And it's very sad to see because we are seeing such impressive performance early on from this map from East Canton. That second point hold was huge, and like not something you typically see on this map. Though they are still contested, they are still holding on. We have seen very long contests on this map just last round, so we might see it again. Looks like this Visor is going off from Goofy here, trying to find some purchase here, trying to find something with it. Though the only person on the point is again Mamba, but he is being backed up by this Mercy once again. We've seen this once before already in overtime. They're just again have the supports pocketing them. You just have a tank with an ability to push people off the point, get them off. They're not going to die for a while.
Yeah, target focus. It was winnable. It was winnable. They had Visor, but the target focus just wasn't there.
It definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
And Shaker Heights takes the map, just barely edging it out over East Canton. Very tragic to see that, but honestly very impressive showing from East Canton still. I was thoroughly impressed by them. Crossing Clover hitting the play of the game. We've been watching Cross and Clover all this match, and this is honestly what probably this push right here in this team fight is what's probably decided that match, if we're being honest. It's like having that push like right at the end where it just completely staggers and resets the entire board was huge for Shaker Heights.
I think it was the fight before where they capped and East Canton committed 4 ultimates, I think.
Yes, they
And
committed
to
4
try to
ultimates,
contest, and they didn't win,
including
so
wasting the Valkyrie. They got
yeah,
no value out of that.
yeah, that was unlucky. And then that set them up to be for that fight where they had no ultimates and Shaker had that Junker Queen, and then they were just able to run through them with it. So that it's unfortunate.
Yes, it does be like that. But again,
Hmm.
we have possibly 3 more games to get through, at least 1 more. But before we get to those games, I want to give a big thank you to our partners and sponsors, our Cleveland Clinic Sports healthcare provider, Corsair, our exclusive peripheral provider, Elgato, our exclusive streaming device partner, ViewSonic, monitor and display partner, and Arista, our exclusive network device partner. If you want to check out any more information on any of our sponsors, we got some links down below for you guys. That was a very impressive hold on the second point from East Canton. Like even though Shaker still edged out the map, East Canton has honestly been able to show this entire map that they're able to like bunker down and hold a point incredibly well, which is like very impressive. Honestly, Shaker Heights pours down a lot of damage. Is very obviously like a very very good team, and East Canton has just been able to like honestly almost go even for them.
Yeah, they've been able to kind of stop Shaker's momentum a lot. At the end there was just a really unfortunate. The target focus wasn't there uh for that last contest where they had the visor up. They had I think they had window, which
Yeah, I
it
believe they had
happens.
visor window and maybe Blizzard at that point, but I think they might have already used it, and they just like completely whiffed it. They didn't get much value out of either of those. It's definitely something you want to like. You just want to be calling out the targets, be calling out like, all right, like this is who's causing us trouble. We need to take them. We need to do something about them. It's all about that communication, which is very important because obviously Overwatch is a team game. You gotta be talking to your teammates quite often.
It was good showing. Oh, that map could have gone either way.
Honestly, I've been very impressed. I thought this would be a very handed Shaker match. Like I didn't
Mhm.
think it'd be anywhere near as close as it's been so far. But like all both of these maps so far, except for maybe round 2 of Oasis, have been very close.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it could have gone either way, and especially that like this last map was insanely close. It was
There were a couple times that Shaker probably should have lost, um, but they were able to just edge out East Canton. So
definitely, just barely.
mhm.
It's like having that teamwork, having that communication,
Yeah, yeah,
being able to like call out like Shaker's target focus has been insane. Like we've
yeah,
seen several times where they're like just instantly be able to like pick out the problem players before they become a problem,
yeah,
which has definitely been a huge part of like why they're able to edge out these fights versus East Canton. And I
yeah.
think we're seeing that difference here.
That's not really something East Canton is doing well at the moment, um, which is yeah,
it, it's definitely something that like
it's a problem.
it's a problem. You're a couple games in now. Like maybe you want to like start actually calling out like, all right, we like these are who like these are the players who's causing us problems. We need to like actually bunker down and focus on this before like it before they run us over again, which is what's been happening here every time so far that they've lost a team fight. All right, looks like we're about to get started with our another game here in just 1 second.
5-minute break. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We're gonna take a Gonna take a quick break here, real quick. We'll be right back with you guys. All right, we're gonna head right back in here real quick. You'll just be getting me for a hot second. Riley's just away for a hot second, but right now looks like we're going to Shaker Heights, rolling out with a Sigma, Ash, Hanzo, Mercy, and Elara, I believe. Yes, Elara. And East Can is rolling out with a Mercy, Baptiste, Soldier, May, and Roadhog. Very interesting pick. You don't see Hog too often, so I'm very excited to see that. Looks
Whoops.
You are all good, and looks like we're gonna get right back started here. East Can is actually not rolling out with Hog. They decided to stick back with Sigma. Honestly, like it's been working so far. So you know, and Shaker Heights is we're seeing a Lich on Sigma, which is not something we've seen them on yet today. It looks like we're having a bit more of a traditional, like more like shield-based bunker comp going from Shaker Heights right now. We're seeing just like two snipers, a shield, some supports, some healers that are really good at pocketing and helping them out, which is honestly, like on a map like this, it's good. It'll help out a lot. You have a lot of like flanks and like chokes to like pour a lot of that damage down on. But look, this Mamba is getting the rocks off of those LR turrets, which is not like that's where a lot of your healing is coming from. You need those to stay up. Both reses have instantly gone off in the start of this fight, and the payload's already almost capped.
Goofy L has visor. That's jeez. Use please.
Come on. This is like you even have the high ground right there. Just pop the visor, please.
Okay.
We're seeing ult go off from Anton as well. I'm not entirely sure why Goofy decided not to pop visor there. If I'm being honest.
Maybe he thought that his team would be able to win. They invest flux for it. And they're going to be able to go this fight.
Definitely. It's a good first point. Shaker Heights did have to invest a decent amount of ults into that. Bob went out. We saw the LR ult, but they also did just switch off to Baptiste anyways here. East Can does have the ult advantage here, though Sojourn ult is about to pop up.
Yeah. It has a little bit to go, but they're gonna have it at the end of this fight probably.
Definitely.
As long as she doesn't get picked off early by the soldier or just an unlucky melee headshot.
Yes, it looks like the Sigma here from East Can. Mamba has always been has been very good with her shields, like knowing when to put down, like just pretty much using it to like get around flanks, which is like what Sigma shield is almost made to do. You can't really like just hold it out there like a Reinhardt shield or something like that. So they're using it quite to their advantage, just using it as an escape tool almost.
They're just being too passive with their ults. They're just saving and holding, and when they need to be going first.
That's something they've been doing honestly this entire match. We've been seeing this the entire time. Like I think you've called Goofy holding onto a soldier visor like for several times now. And a soldier visor finally goes off, but if I'm being honest, like they might have been able to build up at least 70% of another one if they used it in that first fight.
They would have had it, I think.
Definitely. It's just like, especially with DPS ults, they build up fast. That's like something you want to be like using, maybe not like as fast as possible, but like relatively loosely.
Crossing Clover a little bit too far up. Your team's not with you.
Yeah, Ash, you don't have that many tools to get out of there. You can't really go on a flank right like that.
ESO is
Dino's
very early with the contest.
Yeah, Dino's gonna try to get something off there, but it's just gonna Lich gets picked off by the Flux. Dino gets picked off there, and yeah, this Mei ult's gonna pretty much wall off the point and just say like, you can't go here, or unless you want to get staggered, which is exactly what started happening. East Canada has been kind of rolling Shaker Heights here, like a little bit. It's not they're a little Shaker Heights is a little loose right now.
Yeah, this is a really good push. They don't have any ults this fight. They ended up investing all of them, all of the ones they had to cap the point. Shaker only having the Bob for this fight.
I mean, Bob's a useful tool, but and it can change the tide of a fight. I think it's like one of the, I don't want to call it one of the better, but it definitely I mean, that's actually a really good placement for the Bob. It's going to fire down a lot of damage, and it's kind of like in the corner, so it's going to be a little bit hard to pressure. It's going to force Shaker Heights back, or East Can back a lot, which is what we're seeing right here. We're getting a lot of damage poured down. They're going to have to use that Mei wall just to get out of there.
Goofy Owl's back before Sleepy Wolf, or Sleepy Leaf is the one who fell from Shaker Heights' side, and then they're able to just clean up what's left of Shaker Heights. Good stalling and good disengage to back up, wait for your soldier to get back, and then you can go in again. And they didn't even have to use window for that, which is very big.
That window can easily turn the tide of like initiate the next team fight and like instantly push it in East Can's advantage.
Yeah.
We're seeing honestly pretty huge dynamite going off, finding purchasing a few players from East Canton. Immortality field already has to go up and regenerative first, making that Baptiste use those cooldowns early, and like we're seeing they call it out. Okay, Baptiste probably has window. We need to focus on him, and that's exactly what we just saw there.
They use beat for it though.
They did. I didn't even notice that. And wow, I didn't even notice the beat go off, which is oof.
That's rough considering that they have Flux and they have Mail coming up. You want beat to be used to at least kind of one of those. Just have that safety.
We're seeing the Mei wall like almost just block off this window and get around the corner, like a really good use of like, all right, we're not winning this with this window up. We need to wait for it to go down. And then just reinitiating with this Flux. Immortality field does go up, and this Ramatra is trying to block off as much damage as they can to try to get re-healed, but it's not going to hold out for too long.
He walls him up, and
oh no,
that's unfortunate. He tried to wall in front of him to stop him from
just barely missed
yeah.
and went underneath.
Yeah.
Pretty huge pretty good blossom from Sleepy Leaf there, but it's not going to help like too much there. Everyone is off the point now, partially thanks to Bob, and a huge dynamite on both supports is going to help a lot. East Can just calls it, like they have to disengage there. That they're not going to, like, defenders have the advantage on this point, and they need to. I've this entire time I've liked when East Can has just like been able to call, all right, we're not going to win this fight right now. We have to peel back. This isn't going to work out for us.
Yep. Soldier needs to get on the high ground.
Definitely. Honestly, we've been saying that this entire match. Like Soldier has just been not taking too much advantage of that high ground.
Go on a flank at least.
Yes. And we're seeing it, like, if Soldier's just firing down the choke, he's just asking to die pretty much. We're seeing Lich go out with the Ramatra ult, just pushing forward and gets 3 picks out of it. Shaker Heights does only have 1 coming up on 2, possibly 3 ults with that Reaper ult soon, but versus East Can only having 1, maybe 2 ults, possibly. They'll probably have a window by the end of the next fight, but I'm not sure if they'll even have a chance to use it.
They should get Valk and Flux.
Oh, definitely. Yes, Flux is also very close as well.
Yeah.
We're seeing Shaker Heights is coming out. Finally flank and on high ground. This is what we've been wanting the entire time. He's just waiting. I really like this. Just very patient, trying to just like.
They're getting enough card push, getting set up, and now they're gonna go. Ooh, the window. That's Bastion in front of a window.
That's never something you want to see. They know he's there, but they're just not able to really do much about it. Like,
they force beat with Flux. Now's the time. You gotta go.
You gotta use it. Come on. Oh no, Goofy! I had faith in you, and yet now they just get picked off by the Blossom. Goofy, you were doing so good. We are seeing a res on Mamba here, which is huge. That's going to help them stay alive a lot longer and push for a lot longer, especially with only Sleepy on point right now. And Sleepy gets taken off by Echo. This is going to be, honestly, this is the last team fight, no matter what. And we'll definitely see how long. Lich switching back to the Jungle Queen. We've seen them on it all day.
Yeah, that was a beautiful knife.
Lich is
get frozen.
Lich honestly has been landing those knives all day. I've seen quite a few find really good purchase, and they are able to stall. Shaker Heights is able to stall the point here, which is honestly very similar to what we saw on last map.
Yeah, not as close as the last one.
Definitely.
But still, it's the same things the same problems that East Canton had on the last map. Their target focus isn't as good as Shaker's. They're not taking control of the high grounds. It's consistent problems, but
we're seeing them hold on to their ults as well, which is something that you want to be they're the best abilities in the game. You want to use those so you have a chance to be using more in the fight, and we're seeing Shaker Heights do that a lot more effectively than East Can has been this entire match.
You want to be going first with yours before you don't want to give Shaker the opportunity to push into you with their ult. You want to
be the one initiating. You want to be the one pushing in,
even on defense. It's something that you just have to.
Shaker Heights has consistently been pushing, been the aggressor this match. We're seeing Shaker Heights push out with possibly pushing out with a Mei, Reinhardt, Soldier, Lucio, and a Life Weaver.
They're gonna go over the wall or over the ceiling.
And we're seeing.
Yep, they're going over the ceiling. They're going over the building.
I don't play too much Overwatch 2 at the moment, and I am actually not familiar with this map or what they're doing here, which I'm excited to see it. East Canton is going to be having a Mercy, Baptiste, Soldier, Mei, and Sigma, pretty similar comp to what we've seen this entire time. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, yeah. That's pretty sick. East Can is ready for it, but they just Shaker Heights just use that Lucio speed boost to instantly push in. This Reinhardt just instantly popping his shield up and just holding off. But it's not working out. Mamba is actually going to pick off. We're getting picks left and right. Frost and Clover does pick off Mamba. Goofy is taken off as well. Gavin is taken off. Here's the Soldier on the flank. We're seeing trying to do claim a little bit of work, but it's not gonna work out well for them.
Yeah, I think he probably could have just gotten out. now they have to wait on him to respawn and run all the way back from spawn.
We're seeing Lich back on the Junker Queen. It's honestly like a pretty good switch off here. They just they tried their silly little flank and it's like, all right, this isn't gonna work. This is not. They were ready for it. You know, they have a little bit of time to work with. So it's not exactly like it's not exactly. I don't blame them for trying it. Sometimes you can just really get people with that. Good pull on the Mei there with the knife.
Yeah, there was a good Mei wall into the Sigma, which forced him off high ground, which then forced the rest of the team off high ground. But now, Eastcan's going to look to try to reclaim it. But the Blizzard kind of just stops that.
Yes, definitely. You can't really like find it walled off all rest of the high ground there. Flux goes off and doesn't find anyone because it just gets wasted and killed, which is not exactly where you want to be right now. You don't want to be wasting ults this early on. It looks like this.
He gets rezzed, and now he's gotten the kill onto the soldier.
Definitely. Though Anton finds purchase on Sigma, and it looks like
you gotta get out or die right now. So you can contest.
It's not.
They're gonna get out. They get out, and now they're gonna be able to recontest with Window Visor. Hopefully. From high ground.
Hopefully. Hopefully. No, we'll see if they decide to drop before they use it, because they seem to have a habit of just not wanting to be on the high ground.
Wrap around the left, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're seeing a wall go up. No, they just decide to drop down.
He's on high ground.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Finally, and just instantly picked off. That's
unfortunate.
Hate to see it.
Yep. I mean, you're shooting at a soldier when he has Window Visor.
Yes, you didn't have didn't have window up. Like
I didn't see Window Visor. It's they get beat out. That's really big. They're winning the ult rates, and
the Maids firing off their second ult, honestly, like kind of showing that like we've been talking about EastCan not doing worth the DPS, just like hanging on to these ults. May has already had two this fight. It's only the second point, or not this fight, this match, and it's only the second point right now. It's Shaker High just showing like much better usage of that this entire time. Though East Cannon does only have one ult up versus. Or not East Can. Shaker Heights only has one ult up versus East Can, which is likely going to have two up during this next fight.
If Shaker Heights goes first, then this is going to be a very hard fight for East Can to win.
Definitely, Rampage is really good for initiating a fight. That wall is going to help stall a little bit, but Goofy does find pick on Sleepy. It looks like Lich is trying to set one up here. They get the rock out, which is pretty big. Immortality Field does go out. Gets the knife on the Meg, pulls them right in outside of the barrier. The Lich has been just showing great skill with this knife here, just being able to call out like who they're picking in.
Good decision to not pop the ult when you're down low TPS.
Definitely, Rampage is one of those that you need people to help you follow up on. You can't just pop it alone.
Yeah, so good decision making. But now East Can has the ults that we mentioned before, and they're coming up on even more, which is a bit of a disadvantage for Shaker now.
Flux finds three people here. Field does save them, but it doesn't look like it's. It's just going to like Shaker is just going to get kind of rolled over after that. It looks like Lich is holding off on their own though. Again showing the Junker Queen's ability to just sit down and like brawl on point. Kind of like more traditional tank will just sit there like push forward, claim space, and Shaker Heights actually does manage to try to peel that one back. Overall, like I'd say winning that team fight a little bit.
No, they lost two to the Flux and the Blizzard, but they're able to pull it back and win that fight. Now they have the ult advantage as well.
Yeah, definitely. Shaker Heights has two of them being very good ults. Window and support ults are always one of the better ones. That is the third Mei Blizzard again, showing off showing East Can that like maybe they should be using their ults more often. As we're also just seeing them roll over East Canton here. It's just easily finding picks and purchases. Goofy got zero use out of that visor that he popped off.
Yeah, it's. You're shooting into a window again, and there's just
it's not going to work out for you. East Can still has a decent amount of hold here, though. There's only 2 minutes on the clock, and they've managed to hold back for pretty long. But we'll see if Shaker Heights is able to push in, though. They do have another Rampage coming up. They still have Beat, and they're about to have Visor of their own. Versus East Can only having Window and probably Valkyrie soon. They'll probably also be able to get a Blizzard and Rissa ult by the end of this fight, but we'll see like how much they actually get into it. They're not being able to contest the point at all. They're trying to just stick to the high ground here, but like we're getting to the point where they need to like be on this flank. You have to play around this corner a lot when you're on this defending side.
There's a rampage, gets two, and they use visor too.
Yep. They just push in right off that rampage, and it looks like they're just going to try to roll over onto point. They are just going to keep stacking up the damage. They're just going to keep like going off the back of Lich, pressing W and M1, and like getting those knives, getting that disruption in. And it looks like they're just window does pop out, and we're though beat comes in to counter it. We're seeing immortality field on the point as a try to as he used to try to push in. Tries to get the res, and just gets picked off by the knife during the res. We're seeing a multiple ults go off for East Canton, and Mamba is actually cleaning up the point a little bit, and we're seeing a team wipe for East Canton. Very impressive hold there right at the end with 0.37 meters left. Huge spear from downtown right there. Just get that little bit of poke damage, you know, just sending a little bit of a message.
Yeah, that was another really close fight that they've gone really
yeah, again, I could have seen it either way.
Good clutch from Mamba, getting that
That result was huge from them, and honestly is what turned the tides of the fight. We're seeing Blizzard instantly go off, we see Blizzard get popped off, and they just instantly chuck it right onto where they need the point to go, like calling off the space, like, all right, we're going to be pushing here, and if you're going to follow us, you're dying, and that's exactly what happened there.
They windowed in the front, and then they tried Blizzard behind them, so when they backed up, it just definitely Blizzard, which is a good play. It was a close match.
It definitely, honestly, like, despite Shaker Heights taking this 3-0, East Can put up an amazing performance, and I could have seen it going either way multiple times. We're seeing this honestly very impressive team wipe by the end, and honestly, it was entirely clutched out by Mamba there. They initiate, like, they just completely turns the tides of that fight, which is something tank ults tend to do. They're some of the most impactful ults in the game for a reason. As we come to a close with Shaker Heights taking this 3-0, I want to give one last big thank you to our partners and sponsors, our Cleveland Clinic Sports Health, our healthcare provider, Corsair, our exclusive peripheral provider, Elgato, our exclusive streaming device partner, ViewSonic, our monitor and display partner, Arista, our exclusive network device partner. If you want to check out any more information about our sponsors, we got some links down below for you guys. Even though Shaker Heights took this 3-0, I am still very impressed by East Can's performance today.
Yeah.
I definitely think that they have a lot of potential for this season, and like honestly, going even against this frankly titan of esports Ohio is something that like I would still be very proud of your performance. They do have a little bit they need to work on. I want to see East Canton like later when we see them again in the season, like focus on that calling out targets a bit more. I want to see them like focus focus on trying to like take those flanks and those high grounds, like those things that we consistently were able to call out on their patterns, and like hopefully be able to like turn that around a little bit and like actually pick it back up. And Shaker Heights, I just frankly just keep doing what you're doing. We saw a very impressive performance from you today, and honestly, I'm just still thoroughly impressed by you guys even 3 years later. But you know, we'll be back here again next week. I want to give a big thank you to everyone watching, and I'm Nate, joined today by Riley, and we will be we'll see you guys next week, I guess. Same time, same place, twitch.tv/Zip Esports.